everyone, it's Pam with Organizer EZ 911, and this is day 30 of my Go Month series of organizing video tips. We're just about at the end of this Go Month, and in this video tip I thought I'd wrap up a little talk about getting our kids organized. And this tip clip idea actually came from someone who's been watching these videos and someone who responded to a Facebook post I made a couple weeks ago asking for ideas on what you would like to see on video tip clip. And this subject comes up quite regularly, and I think it's an important one to talk about, and that is the paperwork that seems the tsunami of paperwork that comes in to our homes from school, and how to go through and sort through it and what to keep and what to toss. I did 3 videos on this topic last year, and I will put links to those 3 videos, and they discuss what to do with artwork that the kids bring home from school, what to do. Second one is what to do with the kids' paperwork that they bring home from school, like the everyday, math papers and spelling papers. And then the third video was on what to do with the certificates of achievement, the report cards, and any awards that your kids get. Some solutions to those issues when they come in. And I laugh because out there when it's talking about kids, there's all these books. So what to expect when you're expecting, what to expect the first year, what to expect the second year, all these wonderful resources. Yet not one of those books tackles the idea of what to do with the tsunami of paperwork that comes in with the school. They don't bother giving you a heads up on that, and that is life-changing. I'm telling you, if your children aren't above the age of 3 yet, wait for it. Like I said, if you have a bunch of these in your garage, I get it. I had at least 10 of these for each of my children up until about 10 years ago. And then I consolidated. This is all I have left with my oldest sons. Okay? This is one child's memories through the whole school system. And I will talk about, how you go about condensing 10 to 15 boxes of these down to just these 3 items. Okay? But one of the things you want to do is to select what's truly special. If everything your child does is special, then nothing is special. And I get, believe me, I get it when I say that our children, everything they do is special. I am totally on board with that. My children, when they were young, they'd bring me a rock covered in mud, and I thought that was the most special, most artistic thing anyone could ever do. And that rock, with all the mud covering it, was saved and put on a pedestal as some great artwork or sculpture. No matter what they brought to me, a piece of string, it was beautiful. And so that's how I ended up with, 10 to 15 of these bins filled. But realistically, to keep everything like that, it's just doesn't happen. You gotta pare it down and find out what is truly special. And the first thing I will tell you to do with any of the artwork that your children are coming home with from school, preschool, any of those projects, the best thing you can do is when they come in, right when they come in the house, take a picture of it. The one nice thing about the digital age is if you can take a picture of it. You remember that phrase? I know I'm dating myself, but the phrase, when you would be when you were a child and you were caught staring at someone, and they'd go, "Well, take a picture; it'll last longer." Little did I know way back when that was being said to me, that was someone brilliant giving me a life lesson. Take a picture; it will last longer than the item. And that's the first thing you should do when they come home with, whether it be finger painting or a noodle sculpture or later years poster board, high school projects. Take a photo of it. Take them holding their artwork up. Take that and then hang up the item maybe for a week to honor it and let them know you're so proud of them and the hard work they do, and then let the item go. Then take that photo, put it on your desktop, save it to a flash drive, always back up your photos, but create a special folder that says school years, school projects, or something that you will remember that this is where you're going to put from day 1 all the way through their school life this is where you're going to put the photo of these items. Because the thing is, then when they're older and they're out of the house, you can create an incredible memory book for them. One book for 20 years worth under your roof. It's a wonderful space saver, and they will appreciate it more because you will have kept a digital documentation of all of their special work, and yet they will not be inundated with 10, 15 of these bins, okay? Now, your day-to-day paperwork. Some of the assignments they do, they sometimes need to keep because they will be retested at it at the end of the semester. And to that, I say sometimes just keeping the paperwork in an accordion file where they can go back and check on it. Any test papers, any papers that they have been told they're going to need to reference back to it. A nice good old-fashioned accordion file, you can divide it by subject, you can divide it by, hour of the, day, whatever you want to do to just divide up the different areas where you're keeping the paperwork. But you can keep them in something like this. And that way they can reference the ones that they're going to have to go back to for future, semester exams. And all the rest of it, again, let it go. Your children will be the first ones to tell you they do not want to keep all that paperwork. They don't want to have to go through it at a later time. So sort through it, highlight again, put up on the refrigerator, on the wall, any good grades. You want to honor their hard work and let them know how proud you are of them. But then store only the final tests, the bigger things in here that they can reference back to. Okay, then at the end of the year, weed out have them go through and say, see what's most special to them. And then you can have a second binder like this, or a second accordion file that you can keep the best of the best each year in. And then divide it up by their, kindergarten, first, second, third, and that sort of thing for their daily. But one of these for their work that they need to reference back is helpful, okay? I found this little, it's an accordion file. It was at Target, and it's wonderful, and you can divide it up by years. You can label it by years or whatever, and I have newspaper articles when they've been in newspaper articles, and I put all sorts of different progress paperwork I ended up putting for my son. I like this especially because this accordion file, if I can tip it without dumping everything over, had a wider slot over here. And I had done, I'm dating myself, audio tapes of times when I talked to my son, at the end of the day, and I kept little audio tapes, recordings of his answers to certain questions. So I had a slot where I could keep special items in there, and that's what I really liked about this particular accordion binder. Now, what's also neat about this one, and like I said, I got this at Target. If you look at these snaps, you unsnap it, and it's another tray. And look, I've got his little baby bracelet from the hospital in there, the little card in the one side, and then on the other side, I have all of his medals from competitions and awards that he got. He's got all these, awards that he won and patches and different things like that through the years. So I thought this was like a really cool accordion file with extra storage with these little drawers. Again, his whole life of academics in here, which I thought was extremely helpful. So that was another way you can handle the day-to-day work after you transition out of the other one where you were holding throughout the year, old assignments that they'd have to refer back to. At the end of the year, clear that out, pick only the best of the best, and transfer it into something like this, okay? And then finally, for the report cards, the certificates of achievement, any of the awards that they get, I created a little binder for my oldest son. And it has different sections, like these are all of his report cards, later report cards. The earlier ones I put in the other one. Again, this binder I created because right out of high school, they're trying to get a job or something, and they really don't have much on their resume. And when they go in for an interview, it would be nice for them to bring in something that would show all their achievements and accomplishments. And so they can bring in a binder like this and offer that, saying, hey, this is what I've done. and I keep, their standardized test scores in here, certificates, the different certificates and diplomas that they've received throughout the years. And then again, another awards like the Presidential Award, things like that. I've kept any programs in here where they were mentioned. I kept that. I also, and I kept this is like a sash that he wore at graduation. These little binders from, I love these from Staples. They have the 3 holes so you can put it in the binder, but they're pockets and they're like little zipper pockets. So he had some DVDs or CDs that were made from concerts. And so we can keep those in here, and it's all zipped up and nice and secure, and you can see through the years we've kept all of the different concerts that he had in that. Okay, any publications that he was in, I kept that in another section, and then any of his volunteer work, the tracking, I kept that. This is kind of like a resume binder for him for when he first went out after getting out of school. All right, I hope this tip helped. If it did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this YouTube channel. And don't forget to go click on the links below for more detailed on each of these different topics, the artwork, the everyday school work, and the report cards. Please check out those videos. I think you might find something helpful in those as well. Okay, I'm Pam with Organizer EZ 911. Thanks for watching.